Hey everyone, so this is project 1 of the Hello Fall soap making kit that you purchased through Travis Air Force Base Arts and Crafts Center. So the first project is the coffee scrub. So what you're going to need is the sugar, the ground coffee, the dark roast coffee fragrance oil, the 8-ounce jar, mine's a little different, the coffee extract, the Optifen, which is the preservative, and the liquid soap base. So I'm gonna first add my sugar. And then I'm going to add my ground coffee. Already smells so good. And I'm just gonna give it a stir. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my dark roast fragrance oil. And you can just pretty much add your desired amount. I didn't put too much in here, so if you want it super fragrant, you can add as much as you want. This little insert here just kind of pops off. I just take my nail and kind of pry it off. And you can use your pipette, or you can just, oops, I just made a mess. Or you can just kind of like squirt it in like that. I'm not going to add all of it because the coffee already scents it quite a bit. Okay, now I'm going to add my coffee extract. And this kind of gives your scrub just an added boost with the extract from the coffee. It's stimulating, and coffee is just great for your skin in general. Now I'm going to add my liquid soap base, and I'm just gonna dunk the whole thing in there. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background, I just picked them up from school. Okay, and last but not least, I'm gonna take my preservative. I'm gonna pop the lid off. And go ahead and just dump that in. Because basically the sugar and the fact that it's a scrub, you don't want it coming in. The water is more likely going to come in contact with the sugar, and anytime that happens, and you're gonna have the problem of mold potentially growing in your product, and you don't want that, and that just kind of helps. Another added protection that you can do from mold is just when you're done, when you're not using your scrub, just store it in the refrigerator. So there's that. And I'm just gonna take my container, and I already did this, but normally what you would do is take rubbing alcohol or something and disinfect your container before you put the sugar scrub in there, but that's already been done. So I'm just gonna spoon it into my container. You may or may not have some left over. But that's okay if you do. You'll just have more. It looks like I'm gonna barely just have enough in there. This smells so delicious, guys. So delicious. And it makes a perfect gift if you want to gift it to someone, or if you just want to save it for yourself, that's okay too. But this should last you quite a while. But if you're like me, I love to scrub quite often. But you want to use this within 6 weeks of making it, just because of the sugar. I just suggest you use it within 6 weeks and not just forget about it in your bathroom closet or something. But there you go. That's your coffee scrub. Thank you. Okay, guys. Hi, guys. So the second project is the pumpkin spice latte soap. So what you're going to need is your rectangular soap mold, which I have a round one, but I ran out of the square one, so yours is square. Your pumpkin spice fragrance oil, your coffee beans, pumpkin powder, and your soap base, and your pipette. And you're also going to need a heat safe container that you can put in the microwave. So step one is you're going to get a knife or some sort of sharp object and just chop your soap into little squares. You do this because it melts a lot easier in the microwave. You just want to be careful not to cut or injure yourself. So since we're only doing, I'm only doing 1 bar at a time, I'm just going to cut up half for now. Put this aside. So what you're going to do is you're then going to take your cut up soap and you're going to heat this in the microwave on 30-second bursts. So I melted my soap base in the microwave for 30 seconds, and that was just enough time to melt down my mixture there. So what I'm going to do is take the pumpkin powder and I'm going to add just a little bit to the soap mixture. You may have some left over after making both your soaps. So I'm just going to add about that much. And it kind of gives it a yellow tinge, but pumpkin's really good for your skin. And this is the ground pumpkin. So I'm just gonna stir it until it kind of incorporates. Now I'm gonna grab my pumpkin spice fragrance oil. And this smells so good. So again, there's that cap. I'm just gonna take my nail, pop it off, comes right off. I'm gonna add roughly about half the fragrance because I want to save the rest for the other soap. Put that back on and I'm gonna give this a stir. Now taking my soap mold, I'm just going to slowly pour into my mold. It's just enough to fill it. And if you want coffee beans on the top of your soap, then you can grab your coffee beans and basically all you're gonna do is sprinkle them on the top. Kind of gives it that coffee latte look and little bumpy exfoliation. And I just love the smell of coffee beans. I don't know about you, but kind of makes for a neat bar of soap, something that kind of a conversation starter. You have guests in your house or so I'll save the rest for my other soap. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this let it dry enough to where there's a skin on top, meaning where it's kind of hard on top. And then you can place it in your freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes if you're impatient like me. Otherwise, you can just set it aside and forget about it for 30 minutes to an hour and wait for it to dry. Okay, so to unmold the soap, what you're gonna do is, I put mine in the freezer, so it's gonna be super easy to unmold. So what you're gonna do is just turn it over and just press firmly on the back until it releases the airlock and it just pops right out. And there you go, there's your soap. Okay, so for the third and final project, we are gonna make an herbal bath tea. So what you're gonna need is a bowl and a spoon, your muslin cotton bag in your kit, your herbal botanicals, your bath salts, which are Dead Sea salts, and your rolled oats. So what you want to do is just start off, and by the way, the type of botanicals that's in here is dried organic hibiscus, organic lavender, organic calendula or marigold petals, red rose petals, and organic chamomile. So if you have an allergy to any of these types of flowers, then I suggest skipping this and not using this product. You can always skip it. So you're just gonna pour it in the bowl. And bath teas have recently kind of become pretty popular out there. You'll see a lot of different formulas of bath tea that people are making, and they're really nice actually. Now I'm gonna add my bath salts. And last, I'm going to add my rolled oats. Now, someone might ask, are you going to drink this? No, you're not. This is specifically for your bath water, and that's where the bag comes in. So you're just going to give it a stir. It's like that. So all these wonderful properties from these dried flowers is basically going to make a tea in your bath water. And then the Dead Sea salts, of course, the added benefits of the oatmeal. All of these are skin-loving flowers, herbs, and materials. So basically, you're just going to pour it. Well, I'm being impatient. So I'm going to spoon it in my bag, just like that. If you want, you can just you can break this up into different uses. Or you can just add it all at once. I apologize for my kids in the background. My husband's deployed and it's hard to find a quiet spot in this house. So I'm just going to finish pouring that in because I'm impatient. So there's all the goodies. And what you want to do is just take the two sides and then pull. What I do is an added protection measure. I just kind of tie the top, just like that. Or you can tie a knot, whatever you want. And make sure it's snug. So what you're going to do is when you're taking a bath, you're just going to put this in your bath water. And the hot water is going to release all the different properties of the flowers into your bath water. The dried hibiscus will actually, if there's enough of it in there, it will turn your bath water pink, this beautiful pink color. But I don't know if there's enough in there to do that. But definitely it's going to kind of give your bath water like a tea-ish color. And if you just put this bag up to your nose, it smells so glorious. And when I'm relaxing and taking my bath, I'll just sit there and I'll even give it a sniff. And the chamomile flowers, it's just so relaxing and I love it. This is definitely the next level self-care product right here. So I want to thank everybody for purchasing a kit through the Arts and Crafts Center. And I hope you all enjoyed making these projects and I wish you happy fall. Bye.